This week from Hollywood, we take you to the premiere of The Dark Tower in New York, and then over to the world premiere of Detroit in Motor City. Next, Angelina Jolie makes a shocking revelation, and Kirsten Dunst has nothing good to say about the new Spider-Man movies. Plus, Billie Lourd struggles to find herself after losing her two matriarchs. And then we shine the spotlight on the Glass Castle star, Brie Larson. All of these updates and more coming up. But first, let's take a look at the red carpet. First up, we take you to the special screening of The Dark Tower in Manhattan.
These visions, as you call them.
What do you see?
I see a tower, the man in black, and the gunslinger.
They're just dreams. They're not real, Jake.
Who doesn't enjoy seeing Idris Elba on screen?
I think, well, Stephen King is definitely one of the most prolific writers of our century, you know, and I wanted to be a part of his legacy. And, you know, he gave me an opportunity to play a character that's very complex, so it was great.
Matthew McConaughey plays an integral role in The Dark Tower. He was just waiting for the right part.
Man, I was looking for a big, fantastic summer blockbuster to be in. And a few came across my desk, but they were sequels. And there were some movies that I liked. But this one came across, and I was like, you know what? I get a chance to be in the original first presentation of one of these.
Writer-director Nick Arcel stopped by next.
I think they can expect a lot of emotion, a lot of great, like 3 really great characters, and some really cool gunfights.
Your world might be gone, but mine isn't. If you let that tower fall, billions of people die.
Do they have guns and bullets in your world?
You're gonna like Earth a lot.
All right, let's go.
Next up, we take you to the premiere of Detroit in, well, Detroit. The Motor City isn't usually the go-to place for premieres. We have LA, New York, and London for that, but it was definitely a hopping city to premiere the new movie, Detroit.
You don't know, I tell you. I was working security by Wisconsin, and on Tuesday night, we heard gunfire coming from the area near the Algiers. Police was there. There was a lot of shooting.
John Boyega traded his Star Wars druthers for Detroit.
50 years ago, it wasn't a day of celebration. It wasn't a day of smiles, and it wasn't a day of a nice reunion. It was a horrible day. It was a day of murder. It was a day of the revelation of systematic racism. It's a day for us to remember the importance of the conversations that we now need to have to move forward, to heal, to make change, to challenge.
It's a war zone out there. They're destroying the city.
Police! I'm just going to assume you're all criminals.
You don't talk about this to anyone ever. You understand?
Superstar Angelina Jolie is opening up about an extremely personal part of her life, her health and her children. The 42-year-old mom of 6 revealed she is battling Bell's palsy, a condition that affects hundreds of thousands of people every year. Bell's palsy is characterized by nerves causing facial muscles to become swollen and inflamed, resulting in the weakness or paralysis of the muscles. Angelina realized she had the condition after her face drooped and she immediately sought medical attention. Angie opened up about her life post-divorce from Brad Pitt, saying she's trying to be the best mother she can be to their kids. Her goals are cooking, cleaning, and making a little more time for herself so that she can be healthy for everyone. Angie previously had a double mastectomy and removed her reproductive organs as a preventative measure since she has the genes for ovarian cancer and breast cancer. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds appear to have it all figured out, and now we're learning their secrets to success on and off screen. Blake admitted in a recent interview that both her and Ryan are introverts, and they enjoy their time at home together. However, when work calls, they answer, just not at the same time. The star says the rule to a healthy marriage, family, and career is to take turns being away. For example, Ryan is currently filming Deadpool 2 in Vancouver, so Blake and the kids are there as well. We're here as a family. Then we'll pack up and I'll do a couple movies, Blake said. Sounds like a smart way to keep the family connected. It's working so far. Kirsten Dunst isn't involved in the new Spider-Man movies, but that doesn't mean she's going to keep her mouth shut. The outspoken star didn't mince words when she told a reporter she felt the new movies were milking a cash cow. In other words, that they were being made for the money and not quality or content. The beguiled star worked opposite Tobey Maguire's Spidey from 2002 to 2007. She played the popular character Mary Jane Watson. Actor Tom Holland, who took over Tobey's role, said Kirsten is allowed her own opinion, even if he doesn't agree. In fact, he said he really doesn't care whether she sees the new films or not. Spider-Man Homecoming is still playing in theaters, and Spider-Man Homecoming 2 will drop July 5, 2019. Billie Lourd is opening up for the first time since the dual deaths of both her mother, Carrie Fisher, and grandmother, Debbie Reynolds, last December. In an interview with her American Horror Story co-star, Sarah Paulson, Billie shared that now she can just be Billie. It was a bittersweet moment when mother and daughter passed away one day apart. But for Billie, the child left behind, it was also a starting point. I get to have my own life and stand on my own, the 25-year-old star said. She also admitted it was going to be hard to continue her mom's lengthy legacy. It's a lot of pressure, she said. Billie also addressed her mom's drug addiction and mental illness battles, saying that coming clean about the struggles ultimately helped people. It's such a common thing, and people don't really talk about it, she said. One thing everyone's talking about right now, the trajectory Billie is on, and we can't wait to see where she goes. Jennifer Aniston and hubby Justin Theroux are celebrating their second wedding anniversary, and the world is watching. The Lovebirds were married in their own LA backyard in 2015. Their wedding was officiated by none other than comedian and talk show host Jimmy Kimmel. Guests of the stars included Jen's friends, Courtney Cox and Lisa Kudrow, plus Howard Stern, Jason Bateman, Ellen DeGeneres, Tobey Maguire, Sandra Bullock, Orlando Bloom, Rachel McAdams, John Krasinski, and Emily Blunt. The guests thought they were attending a birthday party and had no idea it was a wedding they were being roped into. Jen and Justin met after co-starring in the film Wanderlust, and boy has it been a wonderful lust ever since. These two can't stop talking about one another. They also can't stop holding hands or gazing longingly into one another's eyes. Well, sounds about perfect to us. Happy anniversary, you two. Hilary Duff isn't mincing any words with haters who think she needs to lose a few pounds. The former child star turned singer turned adult actress told one hater he could kiss her ass. The star and her 5-year-old son Luca were vacationing in Hawaii when a tabloid reportedly zoomed in on her cellulite. Hilary quickly responded, saying that her body gave her the best gift of her life 5 years ago and that reporters should be ashamed. Hilary was in the tropics with her son after filming a new season of her show Younger. She previously admitted it's hard to film the show because her son is in LA while she is in New York. In response to the haters' comments, she posted this photo on Instagram to empower girls and women everywhere. Oh, Hilary, we love you exactly as you are.
The kids are tired of moving to a new town every time you lose a job.
You know, all this running around is only temporary. We just need perfect location, then we can get to work on our castle.
This place doesn't have any running water or electricity.
Ignore her. She was born without vision.
This week, we shine the spotlight on the Glass Castle star, Brie Larson. This multi-award-winning young star swept the BAFTAs, Oscars, and Golden Globes for her role in Room. She started in 13 going on 30 and climbed her way to the United States of Tara before hitting 21 Jump Street. From there, it was all net. Ever the gambler, Brie is anything but a train wreck in Hollywood. She captured Kong Skull Island earlier this year and is right on track to the Unicorn Store and Captain Marvel. In the meantime, check out Brie in her latest feature, The Glass Castle. Brie gave us the backstory on her latest role.
It is a film about family and about learning that everybody is trying to love you as best as they can. But sometimes as kids, we misinterpret that love because it's not the same that we need. So it's very rare, I think, that you get to follow a character from childhood into adulthood all the way and see all the twists and turns, all the ways that there were misconnections or moments that were misunderstood, and that although that happened, when we get older, we have a way to connect again and atone what was lost.
She even received a bit of direction from Jeanette Walls.
One of my favorite things that happened in our first communication was she said, I want you to tell the truth and I want you to tell your truth. This is my story, but I want you to make this your own, and I don't need you to turn me into a character, emulate me, or do it the way that I would have done it. I just want you to tell the truth and whatever feels honest to you. So I'll tell you anything that you want. There are no questions that are too personal, but you can just take what you want from it and assemble it in the way that you want. So it started off our relationship in this really warm way that she was very trusting of the way that I was going to tell the story.
We ain't like other people. We got a fire burning in our bellies. You were born to change the world, not just add to the noise.
Why do you think all of us ran away from you? We were drowning.
There's trouble on the set of the new Angelina Jolie pic, First They Killed My Father. Vanity Fair is calling out the director for child cruelty in Cambodia. Here's what happened. Money was put in front of the children and then taken away to elicit a response for an upcoming scene. Word spread that real money was being dangled in front of them and then taken away, which is simply not true, Angelina has said. I would be outraged myself if this had happened, she said. Calling the news report false and upsetting, Angelina clarified the reason behind the controversial exercise. I'm upset that a pretend exercise, an improvisation from an actual scene in the film, has been written about as if it were a real scenario. The Netflix film focuses on Cambodia's history of genocide. First They Killed My Father is expected out later this year. Netflix is also gearing up to begin production on Triple Frontier, a thriller set to shoot in Hawaii and Colombia. News is that Ben Affleck dropped out of the starring role, which has left a mad scramble among some of Hollywood's leading men. Now we're hearing Transformers star Mark Wahlberg will take over the pivotal role. Also starring in Triple Frontier are Charlie Hunnam, Garrett Hedlund, and Pedro Pascal. Tom Hardy and Channing Tatum were also involved, but both dropped out as well. Tom Hanks, Will Smith, and Johnny Depp all once had their eyes on the project too. Whoever ends up, wherever they end up, we can't wait for this movie to be made already. We have some Avengers news for you. The superhero franchise is embarking on its 4th installment, and Josh Brolin will return as Thanos. Josh is currently filming Deadpool 2 opposite Ryan Reynolds. Avengers 4 doesn't have a title yet, but it's making a lot of waves regardless. Avengers 4 will film in Tokyo, Japan, and is slated to feature one of the largest ensembles in cinema history, including nearly every main character featured in the Marvel Cinematic Universe up until this point. A casting breakdown asked for Japanese gangsters and cafe patrons to work as extras in the film, which shines a little light on the direction. Stay tuned as we uncover more. This week on our Hollywood box office countdown, the girls are climbing up the Dark Tower. Here we go. At number 5 on our Hollywood box office countdown, Kidnap with $10.1 million.
Wherever you go, I will be right behind you.
In our number 4 spot this week, Girls Trip with $11.5 million.
You put something in them drinks, didn't you?
In our number 3 spot this week, The Emoji Movie with $12.6 million.
Sweetie, you're so handsome when you make that face.
In our number 2 spot this week, Dunkirk with $17.4 million.
You can practically see it from here. What? Home.
And in our number 1 spot this week, The Dark Tower with $19.6 million.
You can't stop what's coming. Death always wins.
Hollywood birthdays this week have our celebrities turning anywhere from 44 to 74. Underworld star Kate Beckinsale turned 44. The Heat's Sandra Bullock turned 53. Rocker Mick Jagger turned 74. Fast and Furious star Jason Statham turned 50. House of Cards star Kevin Spacey turned 58. Collateral Beauty's Helen Mirren turned 72. Bridesmaids Maya Rudolph turned 45. And Terminator star Arnold Schwarzenegger turned 70. Be sure to tune in next week for more glitz, glamour, and news from Hollywood Newsfeed.